When you shine, when you're magnetic, and when you're walking in your power and your femininity and you're beautiful, people start to notice. But not everyone who notices is rooting for you. Some people are studying you, some people are competing with you, some are monitoring your every move, waiting to see if you fall, dim your light, or even sometimes break. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to protect yourself from people obsessed with your beauty, your love life, and your social glow, and how to stay mysterious, peaceful, and spiritually guarded. So the first thing you need to understand, ladies, is understanding the obsession. When you're gorgeous, especially when your beauty feels different, like almost like exotic, like what we talk about on exotical channels, or even effortless, like you can just wake up in the morning, throw some water on your face, put some lotion on your face, and go, you become a mirror for people's insecurities, because some people have not matured enough to think to themselves that they can actually walk out of the house and not do too much, not put on a ton of makeup. So some people may not have a striking appearance like how you do, and so that will really trigger some people's insecurities. And so they look at you and start questioning themselves, and they're wondering, why don't they have the facial features you do? Why don't they have the hair type you do? Why don't they feel as confident as you do when you walk out of the house with a bare face? And so it becomes this mental conflict where they start to question themselves, and they don't know if they want to be you or to destroy you. And that is such a real conflict that they have within themselves. And that is why you'll see a lot of people get close to you and try to befriend you even though they hate your guts. And it's because of this internal conflict that they're struggling with. And here's the part that most women don't realize, is that envy often hides behind admiration. So the compliments, the questions of the, oh, you're so lucky comments, or wow, I wish I could be you. Like, I literally had a girl in high school who was under me who would follow me around and say, oh my gosh, I wish I could this and I wish I could that, and constantly pointing things out about my appearance and who I was. And though at the time it was flattering, I always kind of looked at her sideways, because it's like, why don't you talk to yourself like this? Like, why are you so fixated on me? So a lot of their comments and questions can feel like probing. It feels like energy probing. And it becomes very obvious that people are just trying to figure out what makes you you, right? They're trying to figure out your secret sauce. So when you're a woman of presence, confidence, you're glowing, people are addicted to observing you because you're something to admire. They study how you walk, how you talk, how you carry yourself, the types of men that are interested in you. I found that to be very prevalent in my life. When I'm dealing with stalkers and obsessed women who don't know how to focus on themselves but are focused on my life, they tend to be very obsessed with how men treat me and the type of treatment that I get from men. They're obsessed with the type of men that are interested in me. So, my type of men and the type of men that are into me, they're very fascinated with that. I don't know why. It's almost like they're fantasizing about my bedroom activities, or who's paying my bills. And it's just like, girl, mind your motherfucking business. But, they study how you walk, how you talk, how you carry yourself, and some will even mimic your style. If you post a lot on social media, they'll copy your captions. I've had this happen to me a lot. Or the way you express yourself. So if you're very colorful in your expression, if you use a lot of eloquent words, if you have a big vocabulary and that's just something that is known about you, that's your trademark, that's who you are, they will take bits and pieces of your personality and put them on like a costume, essentially. It's not always flattering. Sometimes it's energetic theft. And that's what it can feel like a lot of times when these people are so fixated on you. They're hyper fixated on everything you do, everything that makes you who you are, and they start to just envelop you almost to consume you so that they can become you. And it does feel like energetic theft. That's why it's so important to protect your essence at all costs. Another aspect of this is women who study you out of envy. So there's a certain type of woman who will orbit you, not because she likes you, but because she wants to figure you out. She has nothing to offer most of the time, no originality, no spiritual depth. She's very base level, very basic. And she'll attach herself to someone who is radiant, which is why beautiful women who shine, who have great personalities, who are very magnetic, need to be careful about women who like to latch themselves onto you. If they don't have the same type of light within them, if they're not magnetic and glowing and attractive in, more ways than one, like you are, you need to be very wary of the woman that likes to grip herself to you and to your life, because she is looking to leech off of you most likely. Being mysterious is really the key to protecting yourself from these types of people, and it really is an art of sacred femininity, in my opinion. So mystery is a woman's armor. So I like to think that in our generation, where we are just oversharing everything, Your silence, your privacy, and your selective presence, so choosing when you're around certain people or when you're around certain groups, makes you untouchable. And so being mysterious without being distant means moving quietly. You let your results speak for you. So you post the memory, not the moment, right? So you're not updating people every second of your day about what's going on. You post the memory and not the moment. Be unpredictable. You also want to be unpredictable. You don't want people to be able to track your routines or habits. You want to change your rhythm up and change it up often. No one should be knowing that, you get off work at this time, you go to the gym at this time, you go to do this at this time, and you go to bed at this time. No one needs to know your routines. No one should have that close of an eye on what you do behind closed doors in your privacy. Be unpredictable. That's even good for dating as well. You want to be unpredictable to the man that you're dating. He should never feel too comfortable. He should never feel like he has you figured out and you are wrapped around his finger. You want to always make him feel like he needs to be fighting for your time and for your attention, because it is valuable and it is a blessing to even have access to you and for you to even make time for him. So you need to be unpredictable in that sense. Not answering the phone so fast, not always being available for phone calls when he calls. This is how you maintain your mystery and build value in people's eyes. You also want to guard your romantic energy, ladies, so don't publicize your love prospects, or if you're in a serious loving relationship, keep it to yourself. You don't want to share who your husband is. Stop showing your person's face on social media. People are bad mind, people are miserable, and people are energy vampires, and they feed off of relationship details. They like to know who you're with so that they can go be nosy, or in some cases try to take him from you. If someone is jealous enough, they will go to extreme lengths to take your person from you if you share enough information about them. Why give people the ability to do that when you've cultivated happiness with your person? Keep it private. No one said it has to be a secret, but it needs to be private to a certain degree, okay? Also, you want to let people wonder. This is another aspect of mystery that I love. Let people wonder about your next move. No one needs to know what you have up your sleeve. Not a friend, not a man, not a family member. The less they know, the more control you have. I literally love being so ambiguous with people. I love not giving people the full story or even embellishing sometimes, because guess what? You're not going to get what you think you're going to get out of me. A lot of times family will call asking certain questions to see if they can figure out, where you're at in life. Friends will do the same thing. They want to monitor and figure out, where their life measures up to yours and where you're headed or what you're doing next. Lie. Or simply give them a very dry answer. No one needs to know the full scope of what you have going on or what your next move is. So be very bland. Keep the conversations with your friends, with your family, and with men in your life very, very surface level when it comes to your plans for your life and what you're doing with your future. Because even though you think you can trust someone, you really, really don't know deep down what people are harboring in their hearts toward you. So it's better to just be mysterious. And again, ladies, being mysterious isn't being cold, okay? It's about being strategic. So it's about knowing your feminine energy is sacred and not everyone deserves front row access to it, period. And finally, I want to discuss the aspect of fighting back against monitoring spirits. Sometimes that feeling of being watched, studied, or energetically drained isn't your imagination, it's real. And I used to be the type of person that would think I'm overthinking it and that I can just overshare with my friend because she's my best friend. She wants the best for me. She doesn't wish bad on me. Or that's my mom. I can come to her about something. She changed her ways because she said she changed her ways. No. A monitoring spirit can jump on anyone. That's what people need to understand. So monitoring spirits or any type of spirit is going to work through the people closest to you because those are the people that you engage with. Your husband, if he is corrupted or if he is allowing negative spirits into the family and into the home, can become a monitoring spirit. Your best friend or any of your friends can become monitoring spirits. If they become jealous of you or if they're harboring negative feelings toward you, they can become a monitoring spirit without trying because they allow that jealousy, that feeling of jealousy and envy to corrupt their mind enough for that spirit to latch onto them and to do their will through that person, So the way you spiritually stay covered from monitoring spirits is to pray and affirm over your life daily. Ladies, when I tell you I war in the spirit, I pray over myself. I say all of the prayers and all of the scriptures that are pertaining to protecting your spirit and protecting yourself from monitoring spirits and from spiritual attacks in general. So you want to protect your aura with intention, ladies. You also want to cleanse your energy daily daily and regularly. So you want to pray often, journal often, take baths. Baths are very spiritual and very cleansing, and I find that they're very helpful in resetting your emotions and your energy and removing any stagnant energy out of you. You also want to avoid posting every single detail about your life online as well, because why? Social media is a breeding ground for monitoring spirits. Again, because all a monitoring spirit needs is a jealous person to work through, it is so easy for them to work through people who are scrolling past your content, see you, are mad about the new car you got, the hairstyle you just went to the salon to get, your skin clearing up, the new outfit that you just bought, the place you're vacationing, the place you're living. You're posting it all for these monitoring spirits, and they are eating it up and sending you hateful eyes and watchful eyes back. You have to be mindful of how much you share. And finally, you just want to surround yourself with light, okay? Being beautiful inside and out is a blessing, but it is a responsibility. So you have to be mindful about placing yourself in a position of upliftment at all times. You know, people are going to project, they're going to study you, and they're going to obsess over you, but you have to maintain your light energy. You have to maintain your vibrant light. You have to maintain your shine while also remaining mysterious and protecting yourself at all times, ladies. Protect your beauty like it's sacred, because it is. So ladies, drop down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.